A couple of weeks ago, it was revealed that part of Hillary Clinton's game plan was to try, to talk up the polls and make it seem like, show's over, no way you can win. Then, of course, the polls, for the most part right now, are too close to call. Ultimately, though, do you think the polls that we've seen over the last week or two, going back, are wrong because the pollsters are not factoring in how many Democrats are going to be voting for you? All this early voting stuff, they say, well, this many Democrats requested ballots, this many Republicans. And also just the gigantic number of Republicans who have turned out to see you, the enthusiasm level. Do you think those things the pollsters are getting wrong?
I do think a lot of the polls are purposely wrong. I think I can almost tell you by the people that do it, the media is very dishonest. Extremely dishonest, and I think a lot of the polls are phony. I don't even think they interview people. Right. I think they just put out phony numbers. I do think this, after the debates, I think my numbers really started to go up well. And then I did a series for the last 2 weeks only of really important speeches, I think. And 20,000, 25,000 people, 31,000 people were showing up to these speeches. You saw yesterday, you saw the kind of crowds we're getting. And I said, something's happening here. Something incredible is happening here. And I'll tell you, the enthusiasm and the love in those rooms, in those arenas, they're really arenas. In New Hampshire last night, it was a tremendous arena, beautiful arena. And same thing, we had a big convention center last night in Michigan, but they're packed. You have thousands of people. We had last night in Michigan, we had 10,000 people outside that couldn't get in. 10,000 people. Wow. So it's been amazing. So I said something's happening. Right. Something's really going on.
A lot of people love you because you're not the establishment and you're not the mainstream media. Let's talk about what's happening over at CNN. First, Donna Brazile, who was a contributor there, was giving debate questions to Hillary Clinton.
Against Bernie Sanders.
Exactly. Then the DNC was giving questions to Wolf Blitzer. CNN was asking them, what questions do you want Wolf Blitzer to ask Donald Trump during an interview? Now we found out this morning, because of WikiLeaks, the husband of one of the vice presidents over at CNN, his name is Thomas Knides, the husband, was writing Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, Podesta, asking him, or saying to him, we have a good CNN poll that's coming, John. John Podesta writes back, I look forward to how that is spun. What's your response?
Well, I think it's terrible. It's like I talk about the polls. I understand the business, and it's terrible what's going on. And I think more terrible than that is the fact that Hillary Clinton, through Donna Brazile, got the questions to think of it. Got the questions to the debates. 3 of them now, and probably more. Maybe mine too. Although I don't know. I didn't think she performed particularly well. But I will tell you this: she got a lot of questions to the debates. Right. And if you were in West Point, and if you got the questions like that, they would throw you out of the school if you didn't report yourself. She didn't report it. She didn't give it to an ethics committee or anybody. She took the questions. She got the answers to the questions.
It's rigged.
She would have been thrown out of West Point or Annapolis or the Air Force Academy. And here we have her running for president.
And Mr. Trump, finally, I know they're polling you, and you got to run. You gave us time. We're looking live now. I believe Eric Trump
Eric and Laura.
And Laura are probably about to vote for you right here in New York, where they live. So it's got to be exciting.
We think they're going to vote for Donald Trump.
You're right, guys. Thanks for correcting me. I don't want to be corrected. I have to apologize tomorrow.
You don't want to assume anything, Brian.
But Donald, as you look at your son about to vote and your daughter-in-law about to vote, I'm just wondering if you had a chance to look back at anything that you've done or not done and said, I regret this. Any regrets right now?
Well, Brian, there's always regrets if you could go back and change things, but you can't. So you just have to learn from. Sure, there are things that I would have done differently, but, you have to just go forward.
Sure.
You do want to learn, but there's nothing you can do. I'm very proud of my children. I'm just looking at them right now as an example of your show. But I'm very proud because Don and Eric and Ivanka and, to a lesser extent because she just got out of school, out of college, but Tiffany, who's also been so terrific. They worked so hard.
Yep.
They were all over the place. As you know, they've done your show many times. But
they have indeed.
They worked
Mr. Trump, we only have a few final seconds with you. We may not hear from you the balance of the day. What would you like to say to the people of America right now? Final message.
That we have a great, great country. We have tremendous potential. Definitely go out and vote.
Absolutely. All right, Donald Trump.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
If you win tonight, will you call in tomorrow?
Thank you.
Yes, I will.
All right.
It's been a long time. Thanks.
You're right about
Thank
those
you, sir.
kids working so hard, though. When I was covering one of the debates, Tiffany walked out, and she said, I just took the bar this morning, and then it was
That's
like
right.
8 o'clock. It was when you and I were in the spin room. I don't even remember what city that was. No,
It was oh, no, was it Hofstra?
No, it wasn't Hofstra.
Okay.
Anyway.
Tiffany?
Tiffany was yes, she took the bar. And she took the bar that morning, and then she was with her dad at one of the debates that,
Right.
that
Look at
afternoon.
that.
I think it's sometimes it could tear a family apart. Other times it brings them together. I think you could put this under brings them together.